wins the tackle of Moreno, and a 2v1. Burke up mid-digging it can room. Burke squares it over to Gostok, looking for 5 in a row. Room with a kick save and a beauty. Wagner with the in-swinger, punched out by Room. Here's the second ball. And here comes Columbus on the counter with Santos. A big run from Herrera as well, off of Etienne. Pedro Santos, Bedoya on the chase. Santos with the cross. Martinez was there. Etienne whipped at it. Herrera with an opportunity on his left, and it's high. We documented from the outset, Shaqiri's one of the focal points for the Union. That in-swingy ball headed on Carranza, helped out. Gets it back from Herbers, Shaqiri. Will drive that ball into looking for Shihos with the opportunity just wide. Carranza out to Bedoya. Bedoya back to Carranza inside the area. That shot knocked down. Gostok stopped by Rome. Gostok was on the doorstep of scoring in 5 consecutive games. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's the first of 2 meetings between the Union and Chicago Fire FC. Welcome to Philadelphia Union Soccer with Danny Higginbottom. I'm Dave Leno. The Union are unbeaten in 9, in first place in the East. But Danny, what's the mindset against Chicago, a team that's tied for the fewest points in the league with 14?
Nestled in our 6 ABC studios in Philadelphia. Welcome to Philadelphia Union Soccer with the club's all-time leading scorer, Sebastian Letou. I'm Dave Leno. The Union enter play tonight unbeaten the last 4. They have won the last 3 games. But tonight, how do they deal with a tough Orlando team who's unbeaten in the last 3?
It's a goal after Bo, scored the first on New England.
So after Sebastian, the 2 goals by Gostok on a penalty and Ua, a huge save in the back. It wasn't Andre Blake. It was Jacob Glesnes, a heroic moment in second half stoppage time to rob Bo and preserve this win for the Union.
Yes, it could have been a tie, but with Jacob Glesnes, really very smart of him, just staying on the line.
Let's get some more perspective on tonight's game, and to do so, we'll head across the studio and check in with Dave Leno and Danny Higginbottom.
Thank you very much, Marissa. Chicago has lost 3 of the last 4 league games, Danny. How do you expect the first 15, 20 minutes from the Union perspective to show up tonight?
They're a team that need a win, Chicago, and I think Union can use that in their favor.
And let's go back to Julian Carranza because he gets the hat-trick last game against D.C. If you recount, he had a 7-game goalless drought. The last goal prior to all those goals against D.C. was against LAFC. So for Jim Curtin and sporting director Ernst Tanner, they had a decision to make amongst their staff whether to purchase that contract of Julian Carranza from Inter Miami. And here's a little bit from Curtin on Monday about those conversations throughout the technical staff.
He's still not eligible for this game.
So again, that was on Monday because he was formerly on loan from Inter Miami. He wasn't eligible to play, the club that loaned him. But now that the transfer is permanent to the Union, he is eligible. And by the way, not in the starting lineup. He is on the bench tonight. I thought what impressed me, and you and I called the game on radio, was that Carranza's work rate, not just offensively in his movement around the box, but defensively in that game. I thought he did a ton of running against DC United.
Yes, and it's how he scored, I think, all his goals. Giving so many assists, and it's what you need to give a winning team.
And I thought they did a really nice job on the left-hand side. And I mentioned that at the start of this segment because if you dissect the last 2 games on video of the Inter Miami and DC matchups, they were operating more on the right with Bedoya, but Bedoya, of course, came in and helped out on the penalty as a second-half sub. Let's get to the Eastern Conference standings. As it stands right now, Montreal defeated Toronto 1-0. That means they still sit in 4th, but they have 32 points. But obviously with the win tonight, it's the 3rd straight for the Union. They have the 4-point separation over New York City. By the way, City plays the Red Bulls in the Hudson River Derby tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a great matchup between the 2 New York teams because
the way that they're starting to play together, they could cause Chicago a lot of problems.
We've seen a lot this year that teams are trying to combat the Union playing 3 or maybe 5 in the back. Tonight they'll face a back 4. How do the Union attack that back 4? We know Andre Reynolds will be making his first career start at left back for Chicago.
Well, when you're playing against a team that plays with a back 4, the width more often than not comes from the fullbacks.
Shaqiri will be very dangerous. You have to expect in this matchup at the number 10 for Chicago. He missed the last 2 games due to a hamstring strain. Will it take Jose Martinez to man-mark him, at least follow him to a certain point tonight? Yeah,
that's been really important this season. So if Shaqiri drifts to the right or to the left, he has to be able to hand him over because he doesn't want to leave the middle of the pitch open.
Marissa said, but the Union are unbeaten the last 4 against Chicago. They look to continue that theme tonight on the road.
We certainly hope so, guys. Thank you so much. Always great to get your point of view.
Union games in Chicago produced some incredible moments, like this world-class strike from Quinn Sullivan last season. Find out what's in store tonight. We'll have starting lineups and opening kickoff next when Union Soccer on PHL 17 returns.